Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
This is awesome! Hello and welcome to the very last Quickshot review of 2019. It's been crazy since I started doing these things. We're on episode 15 now, I believe. And unfortunately, for me at least, not a great way to finish. I really didn't enjoy this film. That being said, there was lots of kids in the audience, and the film is for kids, and they were laughing, so I guess they knew their target audience and it worked for them. But if I hadn't have taken my niece and nephew, I probably would have walked out of this film because I thought it was that bad. There were some things in there that I did like, very few things, but I'm not going to be rushing to go and see this film again, if I'm honest. That being said, if you want to go and see it, go and see it. And I should tell you what it is. It's Playing with Fire. It's starring none other than John Cena, word life, and you can't see him. And if I was wearing green, you wouldn't be able to see me either because of the green screen. But it's Playing with Fire. It's directed by Andy Fickman, and I can change a few letters in there to appropriate what I think of his directing skills. Anyway, I'm sure people would say the same thing about my reviewing skills, but I'm no expert. I just know what I like, and when I've seen a decent film, and there's been some films I've said are really watchable that I wouldn't normally go and see. I love comedies. I think comedies have a great place in the world. There's not enough of them coming out. And I like kids' comedies. I do. I love kids' comedies. And I watched Dr. Dolittle the other day, and I laughed all the way through that, just to give you an idea of what we're dealing with here. But yes, Andy Fickman, Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 fame, to give you an idea of the level we're working at. It stars John Cena, like I've already said, as Jake Carson, the no-nonsense fire jumper. I think that's what they're called. Fire jumper, smoke jumper rather, who is in charge of a fire station in the mountains that deals with forest fires. And straight away, we know where this film is going. It's every trope you can think of in a family movie from the early 90s, sort of late 90s, maybe early 2000s, that you could ever think of, and put it into one film. And the problem is, it's a bit like Ghostbusters 2016. It would have been decent, it would have been okay if it had stuck to the things that it did well. The interaction between the kids and the adults, absolutely fantastic. You can tell they're having a lot of fun there, a bit like My Family, when they let the kids do the improv and things like that. Really, really funny, and that's what made that program good. This film, it does the same thing with the kids, and if it let them do things, give them a little bit of leeway, and if it knew more where it was going with these things, then it would have been funnier. There was a scene with bubbles and things, and I can see where kids would absolutely love that. Obviously there's the standard toilet humour, which usually I find quite funny, but I didn't. It wasn't done very well and defied logic and physics in the way that it was done. Again, I won't ruin that lovely scene for you, but honestly did not like it. Keegan Michael Key plays Mark. He is sort of your comedy role, I suppose, like, you know, John Cena's the straight-faced one. Keegan Michael Key is the comedy relief here, and they're all supposed to be comedy relief, but I think he's the, you know, the yin to John Cena's yang, so to speak. John Leguizamo plays Rodrigo. Obviously, he was Luigi in the Mario Brothers film, and yeah, it was a long time since that film, and that film bombed as well. However, I've looked at the figures for this film, and it's already doing pretty well. It's certainly made back its budget, and it's a Nickelodeon film, so you get where all the horrid stuff's coming from here. And we've got Brianna Hildebrand, who plays Brianna. Oh no, sorry, Bryn. It's changed it to Brian here. She doesn't play Brian, of the franchise of Deadpool. She plays the teenage ticking bomb, or whatever she plays in that. I haven't seen that for a long time. In Deadpool 2, we've got Christian Convery as Will, who is the younger brother of Bryn, and Finley Rose Slater, who I have a big problem with this character because they never really decide what age she is. 1 minute she's like 2, and the next minute she's 4 because she's having a birthday, and that's what it seems like. I mean, she can put sentences together and things like that, so she's either a really, really intelligent 2-year-old or a not so intelligent 4-year-old who can't put things together properly. And this is just me sort of dissecting this film without trying to give too much away and say don't go and see this film, because if you want to go and see it, if the kids want to go and see it, take them. My niece loved it. She's 11. Josh loved it. He's 26. He's a child. Clearly. My nephew Martin was indifferent. He's 14. And I saw the appeal for the kids, but it definitely just wasn't for me in terms of the story, because I knew what was going to happen, and it telegraphs that, and that kind of ruined it. I knew it was going to happen. I just wanted more of those moments where, there was a moment where they're playing dodgeball and being, non-straight down the line. More of those moments as we build it up. I could have done with those throughout the film, maybe. And the underarching storyline is that obviously the children's parents had died a couple of years ago, and the big sister was taking care of the 2 little ones, had been taking care of the 2 little ones for the last 2 years. So that was the underlying thing, and of course there's a love interest played by Judy Greer as Dr. Amy Hicks. He talks about fire, she talks about toads, and that's apparently the perfect match. I don't know, but there you go. Tyler Mane as well plays Axe, a mute firefighter who just carries around an axe all day and all night, and even when he's drinking tea with the little girl, which is apparently paint stripper or lighter fluid or whatever. And apparently this is the film. I can describe this film in one scene. The scene is the little girl comes down, brings John Cena a cup of tea. It's lighter fluid. He drinks the lighter fluid, he goes, "Oh, lighter fluid," spits it out, jumps up, hits his head on the top bunk falls, the whole bed implodes, and that's pretty much how I felt about this film. I felt like I'd been given lighter fluid to drink, and I'd hit my head on the top bunk and the whole bed fell on top of me. And to be honest with you, after 20 minutes I wish it had done, because then I wouldn't have had to watch the rest of the film. But there you go. Notable things that Tyler Mane has done is played Michael Myers, unfortunately in the Rob Zombie remake, but he played Michael Myers, and she's pretty damn cool, man. And it should be noted that later on in the film, Axe does sing. He's not mute anymore. He starts singing a full-on opera version of My Little Pony, and My Little Pony gets a lot of love in this film. Talk about product placement and Kleenex, and talk about product placement. Even when they're holding the Kleenex, you can see the Kleenex brand logo, and there's like murals of My Little Pony and things like that. I don't watch My Little Pony, I'm not a brony, but I thought that was pretty funny actually. All these big burly, firefighters watching My Little Pony. Yeah, and it's Paul Potts who does the singing voice. I thought I'd mention that because on IMDb, when I was writing down the cast members and names, Paul Potts was actually above Tyler Mane in the list. So the voice of Axe at the end is above the guy who plays him all the way through the film. But there you go. I will give this film a 5-knuckle shuffle. You can't see me. Out of an attitude adjustment. Yeah, so we were split down the middle with this one. I've lost my lights, so I'm banging on the table. We'll sort those out. We were split down the middle on this one. Josh really liked it. TJ did like it, although I got the feeling she was playing up to that. I didn't like it at all. I just didn't think it was a good film. There are moments, but it didn't make it a good film. It's good for the kids. It's good if you've got kids and you want to keep them quiet for a couple of hours. Not even a couple of hours, it's not even an hour and a half long. But I did find the outtakes funnier than the actual film. So there you go. It's always worth staying after the credits. But there you go. That's that. Like I say, giving this a 5-knuckle shuffle out of an attitude adjustment. And yeah, if you've got kids and they like firefighters and stuff like that, the emergency services, take them to go and see it. If you've got a wrestling mad kid that knows who John Cena is, take them to go and see the film. If you're an adult or a couple of adults on your own thinking, what shall we go and see? I wouldn't recommend going to see this without children. That doesn't mean you should go and steal someone's children. I don't condone that at all. But definitely take kids with you if you have the ability to do so. So there you go. That's the review of Playing with Fire 2019, the last film that I'm going to go and see in the cinema in 2019, which reminds me I'm going to have to go and watch a different film now to make sure this is not the last film that I see in this decade before we reach the roaring 20s again. Yeah, there you go. See the appeal if you've got kids. Family movie, yeah, fine. Not recommended if you are an adult on your own going to see this. Go and see something else. You might go and see Spies in Disguise or something if you want your fill of comedy. I don't even know I know what Spies in Disguise is. I'm going to stop rambling now. Join us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Hit the notification bell to know when we upload new content to the channel, and the subscribe button to subscribe and support the channel. This has been the last review of 2019, the last review of a movie in 2019. I'm quite disappointed this was the last one, but ho hum, that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, and I'm going to go and watch a good film now, or what I perceive to be a good film anyway, good Christmas film. But there you go, that's me. You've been the Cheap Shot Nation. I have been your host Luke. Thank you very much for your support over the last couple of years. We're going into a new decade, we're going into a new era of Cheap Shot Entertainment, an era I don't even know where we're going to go. I don't know how popular we're going to get. We're doing pretty well at the moment, writing for Babyface and all that kind of stuff, so I'm excited to see what the future brings. Got a nice little group of people around me doing these reviews with me, and I thank each and every one of them for being part of the videos and the shows and the podcasts that we've been doing. So keep it here in 2020 for new content coming to the channel. I've been your host Luke, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Hiya.